Hello there, Woven Web enthusiasts. Today we have a gentleman whose ex-girlfriend watched one too many romance movies. Sorry, baby, the real world doesn't work that way. Or at least it didn't here. This post will be read just as OP posted it, and he's clearly not from the United States. He writes, "My estranged ex-girlfriend came back after 10 years and called me a liar when she found out I had already moved on." Now, I don't know how to start this story. It happened a few months ago. It has a 10-year backstory. Back when I was 14 years old, I fell in love with my classmate in school. She was kind of gullible in a cute way and laughed hard at my jokes, even at her expense. I started courting her, and she was hesitant at first, given that we were very close friends. But she told me she'd give it a chance, since she loved being around me. After 3 or 4 months of courting, she said yes, and we became officially boyfriend and girlfriend. Junior high love. We fell in love so hard and dated until we graduated from high school. After graduation, it was summer break, and she told me she needed to live with her sister in the capital city for college. I told her it'd be okay for us, and we can make a long-distance relationship work. I studied at one of the universities in our province, and she went with her sister in the city and decided to take a year off before enrolling in college. We communicated a lot for the months we were away, and I called her on our 4-year anniversary and told her that no matter what, I would wait for her. But then, a few months later, she suddenly disappeared. I can't call her phone, her social media accounts are inactive, and her friends got friended by her new accounts. I was hurt, and she tried to ghost me. When I tried to reach out, I was ignored, and it broke me. Suddenly, she became somebody that I used to know. Yes, I love that song. One of her friends came to my campus, apparently to meet me. She asked if we could meet. We did, and she gave me a letter from my ex. The letter said that she can't make it work having a long-distance boyfriend, and she just wanted to move on and wish me the best. It freaking hurt. I thanked her friend. I went to my boarding house and cried ugly. But I decided to respect her decision and moved on too. A year passed, and I met a girl in a workshop I attended. We have the same line of courses, just a different school. I asked for her number to communicate with some stuff about the workshop. She was tomboyish, so at first I didn't really notice her in a romantic way. But we became friends, and I ended up hanging out with her every night. And she's taking night classes, and she's a working student. As we hang out, she becomes more girly. I don't know the proper term. More feminine, I guess. She started wearing clothes that fit. I noticed her pretty face when her hair was not in ponytails and her body was sexy. After almost a year, we were both in our 3rd year of college, I courted her and she excitedly said yes, saying that she liked me for the longest time and she just didn't want to initiate something because it was kind of frowned upon in our country. So now today we're both professionals. We have a cute daughter. We've been together for 8 years and married for 2. Suddenly I get a call from an unknown number. This woman introduced herself as my ex-girlfriend, asking if we could meet. I hesitated, but I agreed, saying that I would bring my wife. Now, she became furious on the phone. She called me a liar and a manipulator, but she still insisted on meeting me without my wife. I said, fine, we'll meet in a public place. We went to a mall, and we talked in a stall. And I started the conversation with, "Hi, how have you been?" She told me she had a 4-year-old son, but got separated with her partner. Her partner was a seafarer and cut communication with her and was just sending her money through his mother. And she told me she went back to our province for me, and when she found out I was married and had a daughter, she got shocked because I had promised her that I would wait for her. I was stunned with the audacity as she stuttered while trying to control her crying. I stopped her and told her, gritting my teeth, "Thank you for coming back for me, but she can't just come back in my life after 10 years, after abandoning me, having a son and another relationship, and come back to me when it all failed, expecting me to hold a 10-year promise that she broke first." I told her to never contact me again. I stood up, thanked the staff in the stall, eyes red from my emotions, and went to my wife and daughter in another restaurant. My wife asked me how it went, and I told her I would tell her the whole story when we went home, because I'm furious right now. I went home, told my wife the story. She hugged me, and I am thankful with everything I have right now. That ex may be my first love, but my wife is the greatest. And before we start the comments, if you're enjoying the channel, hit that subscribe button. It certainly helps me out. To start off the comments, Chomby writes, "She was trying to pull the old Jenny from Forrest Gump on you." My Jenny. Magical responds, Forrest Gumping would have been a girl showing up after a decade and claimed the kid was his. Tevler writes, you may have promised it because it was before she sent the letter and literally told you she wanted to move on. She just expected you to wait while she slept with, dated, and possibly married whoever. What if she never came back? She has some mental issues that she needs to address. Final Success writes, damn, she really thought she had you whipped to where she could leave you heartbroken and expected you to be her backup. Opia writes, my guess is she really had no intention on coming back until all her shitty life choices blew up in her face. She needs a paycheck to help her and her kid, and she thought, hey, Opia loved me, let me get back with him. And that plan went to shit when she found out you were now happily married. Now she's stuck with shitty life choices and raising a kid on her own. Furby writes, I guess this is what happens when you watch The Notebook and fantasize that there's always your backup plan waiting. That's wild how out of touch with reality your ex is. She actually thought she'd just show up with her kid a decade later and have her happy ending. Yikes. And finally, Rimsteel writes, oh, I've got a kid and no way to support him. I know, I'll get that guy I dumped 10 years ago. He'll do it. There's no way he could have gotten over someone as fantastic as me. My thoughts, yes, this is Jenny, just absent her claiming that the kid is his. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments, and I appreciate you listening.